The first North London derby of the season takes place this Sunday with Arsenal hosting Tottenham at the Emirates. Let's start off with Arsenal. How are you feeling about the game, Harry?
Yeah, I mean, there's always a few nerves going into a North London derby.
That smurf on your face.
There's not.
You're
There's not. He's only
Look,
saying
he
that
was
out of
like
respect for you. There's no nerves.
No, there is.
Mate, there's no
Of course there
nerves.
is.
Mate, I find it so weird when people do that, right? I find it so weird when people go, form goes out the window for games like this. No, it doesn't.
No, I don't agree
No,
with
it
that.
doesn't. I think I saw it. That Tottenham have played at the new Arsenal Stadium 36 times. They've won there twice.
Yeah, I'm not saying, I'm not giving you this, the form goes out the window business, but I think when you're in a title race, like Arsenal are this year, every game has jeopardy. Every game brings a sense of nerves. If we played Leeds United at home, there'd be a part of me that's worried about whether we're going to get the job done or not.
Are you worried after Sunderland?
Pardon?
Are you worried after Sunderland? 2-2 draw, just if you forgot that.
I don't really... I don't think I learnt anything about Arsenal against Sunderland. I don't think I came away from it with any major concern.
Can I offer something that you might... as a rival, obviously I want to see chinks in the armour. The direct... Dan Bollard, kind of the second ball, the direct nature of it. You were very deep in the final 5 minutes. It looked like you were a little bit tired. Of course, you're playing a lot of football matches. Is there anything about if Spurs go long, go direct, the second ball off? Is that a threat for Arsenal?
Yeah, it's a danger because obviously that's what undone us up at Sunderland. But I think 9 times out of 10 Arsenal cope with that, and they've shown that they can cope with that. I think they had an off day defensively. I think Gabriel had an off day in particular, and that very rarely happens. I think that we tired towards the end of the game. That was clear for everybody to see. And if I had one criticism of Mikel Arteta, I thought he could have made a couple of changes earlier on in the game when we were 2-1 up to just bring fresh legs on, maybe a Christian Norgard.
Yeah, what's the point in Norgard if not Sunderland
100%.
away?
Exactly, just to come on and just solidify things and give you some extra legs. Maybe bring on the extra centre-half a little bit earlier. I think he could have done those things. But when the dust settled and I looked back at the game and I watched it back, I thought... Arsenal from half-time until about 80 minutes. That's probably the best football that they played in months. They came out of the traps really fast in that second half. They were creative. They hit the woodwork. They were making chance after chance. Basically, what I'm saying is I don't think there's major issues to be concerned by off the back of that game. But it's a North London derby. It's a game after an international break, and there's a couple of players that are injury doubts. Gabriel could be out for 1 to 2 months now, according to the reports
2 months
that are coming out today.
What's he done?
8 weeks. That's a lot. 8 weeks. That's a long time. There's no international break now, you know.
I know.
8 weeks.
I know.
Yeah, I was a completely different person 8 weeks ago. It's a long time.
It was summer 8 weeks
Imagine
ago.
who you are 8 weeks from now.
It's now Christmas. It was
Mate,
summer 8 weeks ago.
8 weeks is a new year. It's a new year.
Wait a minute. He's out, and Calafiori's out
He's
as well.
out to the new year.
So Calafiori went on international duty, was assessed by the Italian medical team and sent back. But Gattuso said that he probably could have played, but he thought...
Mate, tell me. Just tell me. I am worried about Arsenal winning the league. I'm really worried. But you have seen your team nearly win it. You've seen your team finish second. You've seen your team build under Arteta. But you've also seen your team invariably capitulate, certainly for the most recent time of this conversation's relevance. Is this it? Is this the defining moment? If you come through this, so you've had this little blip against Sunderland, you've now got this injury issue, you've now got Tottenham followed by Bayern followed by us. If you come through this unscathed, do you then really believe?
Does unscathed win every one of those games?
I'd say, but Bayern's kind of irrelevant because they can lose to Bayern and still easily make it through. So Bayern's irrelevant.
Yeah.
But I'd say unscathed probably means win 2 London derbies is a real statement. Yeah. Win 2, even 4 points out of 2 London derbies.
I'd be genuinely
4
worried.
points
I am
fine.
worried, but I would be if they beat us.
But if they lose 1 even, then I think it's quite a bad week. Is that fair?
Yeah, I think it's fair. I think that the 2 league games obviously have greater significance because, as you said, with the Champions League format the way it is, and when you're 4 from 4 like Arsenal are in the Champions League so far, you can lose and it not be the end of the world. I think for me, there's been so much talk about the squad depth, and that's why so many people are convinced that this is the year, but it's really being put to the test now. And I know there are other teams with injuries. Tottenham are one of them, and I've actually got a bit of sympathy for Thomas Frank because I feel like, and we're going to talk about Spurs in a bit, I feel like some of the stick he's getting, it's about things that by default improve when he gets his players back. So I think with Arteta now, if you've lost Gabriel for potentially 2 months, that's a big deal.
It's a big deal in both boxes, isn't it?
It's a massive deal in both boxes. And if you're still without that group of attacking players, Havertz, Jesus, Madueke, Odegaard, Martinelli, if you're still without those guys for the next couple of weeks, a big couple of weeks with 2 massive London derbies in the space of a week, then this is a real test of that strength in depth.
And Booth, you've spoken, haven't you, about Arsenal's mental fragility? You've suggested that it's the mentality where it could go wrong. Cool. Are you looking at this week? Are you looking at how do they do against Tottenham, Chelsea, Bayern?
I think when Arsenal and City play in February, that's a big opportunity as well. I think they can get through the Spurs game. I think Spurs, Chelsea and Bayern, there'll be drop points there, 100%. The mentality thing is massive. So the reason I brought up Sunderland was regression in the final 5 minutes, being flat, holding on to a 2-1 victory. It just felt a little bit archaic. It felt a little bit like this isn't the Arsenal side that we know in the last few weeks. Are they progressing? Are they being more adventurous on the ball, trying to win the game 3-1, 4-1? That's my concern if I was an Arsenal fan, that maybe he's trying to park the bus in too many scenarios.
I take issue with the mentality point, and I'll tell you why. Because you can't possibly measure it. You have not got a clue, neither has anybody else, what their mentality is like before a game, during a game, after a game.
It's in the history books, mentality.
No, it's not.
It
It's
is
results that are in the
history
history books, not mentality.
Don't history books matter?
The history books are...
So you bottled it 3 years in a row?
The history books tell you results.
But you bottled 3 leagues in a row.
Results are not always necessarily down to your mentality. Results can be because you weren't good enough performance-wise. Results can be because you were without key players. I'm not making excuses. I'm saying you can't possibly measure that.
But coming second 3 years in a row is big. That is big. And what I'm saying is you might be regressing back to that kind of form where you came second 3 years in a row. These aren't history.
It does sound a bit fair
it's
enough.
It's on Wikipedia.org.
Because of 10 wins in 11 games, 10 wins and 1 draw at a side away at Sunderland, who have had a remarkable start to the season. And all of a sudden, the questions about the mentality.
But I've asked you the question. I'm not saying anything.
It's too knee-jerk.
I've asked you the question.
I mean, when you say I'm not saying anything, I've asked you a question. You would definitely point.
Was I wrong that they had a 2-2 draw and Dan Bollard absolutely smashed it?
I just love the way Buvey asked the question.
Mate,
I'm just asking a question. I'm not making any points.
Mate, do you know what? I liked the fact that off the back of that Dan Bollard goal, there was this incredible fanfare about how he could somehow work his way into the England side for the World Cup.
I said the same thing.
For 1 goal.
Did you? Jesus played 30 times for Northern Ireland. But Harry, I mean, Buvey's often inflammatory, and I think he's being slightly inflammatory there. But I also think there is a truth to what he was saying that isn't actually that controversial. To suggest that Arsenal have a slight vulnerability in their mentality isn't particularly controversial, is it?
No, you can suggest it, you can believe it, you can think it. That's absolutely fine. But you can't prove it. And that's my point. I get frustrated when people talk about Arsenal's mentality and seem to know all about Arsenal's mentality when they, in reality, have no idea what their mentality is.
But can you prove that Father Christmas doesn't exist? You can't prove it doesn't exist. We all know.
Buvey's about to make a proper point, and you start talking about Father Christmas. Can you let Buvey?
What were you saying?
He started talking about Father Christmas. I could see that you were about to say something.
Why?
You can't prove that he doesn't exist.
If a tree falls in a forest, does it exist?
What have you done, Flav?
If the cat's in the box, we don't know if it exists. We don't know. If the cat's in a box, Rory, you don't know if it exists.
Do you know what's really upsetting? I think you were about to say something actually insightful.
Yeah, but Harry's doing the cat in the box theory. Okay,
Can I just apologise?
We've seen it on Wikipedia. If you go to Arsenal, they came second 3 years in a row. These are the facts.
Yeah, that's the outcome.
Yeah.
Right.
So the mentality is proven in the outcome.
You get to the outcome based on multiple factors. And what you're doing is you're overplaying one factor because you're going to find it fun to call Arsenal bottle jobs and all the rest of it.
I will.
And that's the reality.
Yeah.
Right? It's like there's been many great teams in the past that haven't succeeded. And why do people go...
Yeah, but no one's ever done it 3 years in a row. It's a new record.
People just go mentality. For me, that's lazy analysis. Tactically, what went wrong?
Could it be... Can I ask a question?
Rob Holding was a big thing as well.
Could it be that the mentality perhaps hasn't changed, but you've just got more players, so people think it has?
Maybe. But again, I can't prove that either way.
Well, I think you need the mentality to change because the team has always been good. Isn't that fair? Like the team has been capable of winning a league. If it's not the mentality that's let you down, what is it?
Let me ask you this then, okay, to kind of prove this point. Which players in that Arsenal team do you look at and question their mentality? Because you keep saying there's a mentality problem.
I would say
look at specifically and say his mentality is wrong.
Okay, I would say basically when you look at other teams, I would say that Pep Guardiola's mentality is that of a king and a champion. I would say when you look at Liverpool, they demonstrated a mentality, a ruthless pursuit of silverware in their mentality that led
Still
them
haven't
to a
answered my
title.
question though.
No, I have.
The question is Arteta, isn't it? The answer is Arteta.
Arteta, and I would say a lot of the players are still.
Like
I
who?
think they're wonderful players. So as of yet, let's pick anyone. Has Declan Rice done anything yet to say that we can hold him on the top tier of mentally brilliant
What went
players?
wrong against PSG? Give me some player performances that went wrong. Because
Saka?
Saka didn't have a great game.
I mean, I think that one.
I'm not trying to wind you up, but you lost to Fulham, you lost to Southampton, you lost to Aston Villa across the last 3 years. You have, haven't you? In big moments that Arsenal Football Club shouldn't be dropping points to Southampton in a title race.
West Ham, they got beat 3-0.
Now, Aaron Ramsey can't have a go at him, and Rob Holding. These guys, your squad is infinitely better. A lot of those assets that bottled it for you like last 3 years are still in that squad.
Well, if with this squad we, as you put it, bottle it, then I will entertain conversations about mentality because the tools are there. So then you've got to ask other questions. But the tools haven't been there in the past. You talk about Bukayo Saka against PSG, he was half fit. He was rushed back from an injury to feature in this Champions League game, and we were outclassed by a better football team than us. Simple as that.
But Saka is a habitual failure, isn't he? Like,
No, he's not. He's a fantastic footballer.
don't get me wrong, so is Harry Kane, but I've had to field this question for 10 years.
No, but that's people being facetious. That's not the truth, is it?
Saka's won an FA Cup in this country.
I've always thought
Saka's won more trophies in this country than Harry Kane.
Can I? I've got a question as well, right? This weekend, Gabriel's obviously going to be missing, which is for me massive. I haven't seen much of Hincapié since he's signed in. I know much lauded, and I kind of like the idea of Spurs signing him from Leverkusen before Arsenal swooped in and got him. But what about Mosquera as well? Is there a significant drop off, or have they done enough?
I think there is a drop off.
Right.
I think when you lose a player of Gabriel's quality, there's going to be a drop off, and I'm quite interested actually to see how Arteta handles this because. The easy thing to do would be put Christian Mosquera in there because whenever he's come in, he's done fine. But you're putting him on the left side then of your centre-back pairing. Hincapié is a more natural fit. Hasn't played as much, but in recent weeks has worked his way up to fitness. If I'm guessing, I think he goes Hincapié. I think that's what he was signed for. And I think we'll be all right. But there is going to be a drop-off.
Some of his passing in the Champions League game you had recently, he was just sweeping balls out first
He's a
time.
He's a fantastic player. And this is my point. Like now you look at Arsenal and you go, they've got more tools and they've got more of what's necessary to go on and win. So if they don't win it, then let's have a post-mortem, if you like, and break it all down. And if people want to say mentality, then...
But
you're saying we revisit this in June 2026?
Yeah.
But it probably is mentality, though, because what it isn't is talent. Like the one thing that, like Declan Rice, Bukayo Saka, what they've proved to us beyond any doubt is their footballing brilliance. What they haven't yet proved to us beyond any reasonable doubt is their ability to get over the line.
But that's then holding them responsible for something that might not be in their control. So are we going to say the season that William Saliba got injured and Rob Holding came in and cost us goal after
But what about
goal
Newcastle last
was
season in the
on
League Cup? Because that was an
Bukayo
opportunity
Saka?
to win a trophy. You got smashed 4-0 by Newcastle across two legs.
Yeah, and I think
home and away.
I think we messed up with the way that we approached those two legs. We had a lot of players out at that point as well. And I'm not injuries. I don't like to use injuries as an excuse, but they are a factor. If you're analysing something, you got to factor them in. And you can talk about the squad being as strong or as weak as you like. You can't replace Gabriel. You can't replace Saka. You can't replace the centre forward that we went and got for 60 odd million quid in the summer that everyone said was the missing piece. Who's missing now?
Is it Marino up front against Tottenham?
Probably. By the looks of it, at the time of recording, we've got no indication.
Probably better, isn't he?
He's good.
He's better than Gyökeres,
He's
isn't
good. He is. He's good, man.
He's a good finisher,
Mate,
but
he's
his
good
all-round
finisher.
game is
better
lacking.
better finisher than Gyökeres.
I don't know about that.
Better finisher. Mate, Gyökeres is a better battering ram centre forward.
If you
But he's
score
not a
90
better
odd
finisher.
goals, no, he's not.
From what I've seen in the Premier, like Marino on the instinctive finish.
He's got a great finish. man.
Marino in Prague, man, he's brilliant.
You'd get 10 in Portugal.
Mate,
I don't know about that.
Marino in Prague. Marino in Prague. His finishing was elite. Gyökeres, okay, he scored a couple against Atletico Madrid, but one of them, and this is a good thing. I'm not saying this is a bad thing. Arsenal need a bit of ugly, but the geezer tackled the ball into the net.
Marino's not a better finisher than Gyökeres. If that's what we're saying, he's not, is he?
Harry, I don't think I'm wrong at all. I really don't think I'm wrong here.
Goals.
I really don't think I'm
I know
wrong.
what you're saying,
no concerns about Marino in front of goal. If a chance comes his way, I'll back him to take it. But where we're missing something is that there's no one to stretch the back line.
No, that's different.
There's no one to run in behind.
No,
there's no one.
Gyökeres is a better centre forward. But in terms of a finish, I think on some level, Marino's the best finisher at the club. I don't think this is...
That's not a
Alpha,
wild
do me a favour. Make a short of this. Put it on Instagram. I need to see the comments because I don't think that I'm wrong here at all. I really
So
don't.
if you're 1-on-1 with the keeper,
Marino.
Champions League final for Arsenal,
Marino.
to win the Champions League, who do you want? Who do you want 1-on-1?
Based on what I've seen so far, Marino.
No way!
told you.
No
I knew
way!
it. I knew it.
Are you starting a little bit with
Gyökeres
Gyökeres?
was the wrong
Are you
signing.
like, oh,
Mate,
is he going to
Buvey.
work?
No,
What's the wrong
I
signing
think
then?
Gyökeres is a battering ram centre forward
Yeah.
that scores ugly goals that Arsenal need.
You're right. I'm not saying you're wrong, by the
but-
way.
but
But
Marino
if Arsenal find a DM and he's the best finisher at the club, then
Mate,
something's
you
wrong
see
at the club.
Marino- You seen that Marino header? It's unbelievable. See
I know,
Marino
I
at
know.
Leicester, that first
But that
time
means
volley.
something's wrong in it. If Michael Ballack was your best finisher in 2010, there's something wrong with your club. Let's be honest.
No, I mean,
or John Obi
on
Mikel.
some level, Frank
Imagine John Obi
Lampard.
Mikel's your best.
Frank
your best
Lampard,
finisher.
our midfielder was.
to be fair,
Anelka was better than Frank Lampard at finishing.
Yeah, Anelka,
Like John trying to say, or
yeah,
Drogba,
yeah.
or whatever. Like,
the Gyökeres thing, I'm not in that place where I'm like after him or think it was a bad signing or anything like that. I knew what Gyökeres was when we signed him, and so my opinion of him hasn't really changed. I knew he was a bit untidy. I knew he was a bit of a messy
But all
type
those lads
player.
that did that video running around.
did you do that?
Are you in that?
No,
You're in
come
that.
on.
Are you
Harry.
in that? But Alpha, we can't book Harry ever again.
Harry was in that.
Everybody's
when we were at
back.
a car park.
We put
Finsbury
everybody
Park.
in that in the taxi
He's
in the
in Finsbury
podcast.
Park.
We put everybody in the taxi. Harry, man, you got to leave.
Were you
I'm
running
sorry,
around?
but
It's really nice to work.
I
with.
don't remember unless something was done to me beforehand. I don't remember being in that video.
Oh, were you not in it? I thought you just did.
Of all the people,
You just said it. I didn't say nothing.
I recken he was.
He's lying.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah,
lying.
well, I'm
No,
going
he
to
check
did
the
it.
video.
I'm going to check the video.
check the video.
What about you from your perspective, Flav? How are you feeling about this game? Obviously, that 2-2 draw against Manchester United felt a little bit flat, them scoring so late.
Yeah, I felt like we'd won it in the last 10 minutes, and then Delict snatches a point, and then it changes the mood completely. Would have been second in the league, which is mental, and tells you.
Such a false position as well, though.
But I mean, it's a false position for everybody because
Yeah.
no one's very good this year.
Yeah, I agree.
You know what I mean?
But what do you think?
Show
What do you
me-
think in terms of this game? Like, you're better away from home.
Yeah,
Do you feel like you can get something? What's your prediction going into this?
I mean, we've won once in the league since the stadium opened. So do I? I mean, no. The answer's probably
No, but
not.
a point would be
Have
a victory,
some
wouldn't
belief,
it?
man.
Well,
Glass half full.
Well, no, I am.
Glass half full.
All right, we just started the conversation. You don't know what I might say.
No, but a point would be a victory.
I'm not saying that we, of course.
Yeah,
Yeah,
be
I'm not
good
saying
draw.
we're going there and we ain't got a chance. I'm saying it's going to be difficult. Arsenal set up the way they are, but I think Thomas Frank's Tottenham actually puts in a much better position than last year, where under Postecoglou you were just like, how many is it going to be? Not
Does Simmons play for you?
No, blimey.
what do you mean?
Savvy Simmons.
No, just Simmons. Does Simmons start?
Yeah, he starts, but before we get to that, I think we get in a situation. Do you not see his goal in the week? It's lovely.
Did you not see his performance against us? It wasn't lovely.
Yeah, that was poor. It was. What did you say? You think you could tip him upside down?
Yeah.
I think I've got that text come through.
Yeah.
No, look, he's
Yeah.
going to
Mate,
take.
He's weighs about 8 stone if he was soaking wet.
He's gonna
Put him
take-
out of the Thames, he'd be 8 stone.
So there are many small players that have just done just fine in the Premier League, but that adaptation to the quality, the pace, the power of the Premier League has impacted him to some degree. But yeah, you've got to play him because our creativity is our biggest issue. If he's not playing, where do our goals come
What's
from?
that front three then?
The front three, given our injuries, 12 players out injured at the moment. Mawani, who missed 45 minutes of football in his entire career, right, has now had a dead leg, been out for 4 weeks at Spurs, and has now broken his jaw after bouncing off of Maguire. God knows when he's going to be back.
Breaking your jaw.
Yeah, we've got Richarlison up front.
So what's the front three then?
It would be Richarlison, Kudus, and it will be, in my opinion, it should be Odegaard, but he might play Johnson, but it should be Odegaard.
So you need a point. You're going there for a point. You're not going to win the game with that.
So that's all we got.
Yeah, no, I know. But
Hit them on the counter attack. You never know.
Look, let's just go back to basics here a little bit. Thomas Frank's system is almost identical, but not to Arsenal's to some degree, and it's also nowhere near 5 years down the line. Right, we are in transition in the most obvious sense. However, we are difficult to beat. We don't give up much opportunities in terms of XG, if we like that or not. And we will have opportunities through set plays. Without Gabriel, we'd probably be able to get to them at some stage. But it will be a much more controlled and compact, I'd imagine, a setup. However, the last time I thought that we'd be compact was against PSG, where he actually played a 3-5-2 and pressed.
this is it. He's a good manager.
He's adaptable.
That's the thing. If Tottenham are to do something, it won't be. We're looking at the players on the most basic level, and you said the front three then, and rather flippantly, I was like, well, a point is the best you can get. what you have is actually the X factor. You have a manager that could find a way. You have a manager that is pragmatic and will change the system to try and exploit any weakness that he sees in Arsenal's team. Now, it's going to be very difficult. But you do have a manager capable of upsetting.
Is there pressure on him though, in terms of how the players reacted with him a couple of weeks ago? And
no, none of the players.
Is there any kind of pressure?
No, but in terms of the play, you mean Spence and Van der Ven when they walked
Just
off?
the idea that he's a new manager who's come in, a bit like Nuno, who kind of struggled, doesn't have the reputation of a Conte or a Jose Mourinho. If he was to get smashed by Arsenal, which could happen, by the way, plus other results, is there any kind of pressure?
I mean, if we get smashed by Arsenal, there's always pressure, and there should be.
Yeah.
But I think. No, not at this stage. He's 11 games into his Premier League reign. He's having to he took over many issues with the squad. He's lost 10 players. We don't have Kulusevski.
The way the players reacted,
Madison.
What I'm saying. Do you know what I mean? That was
I think they have
frustrating to watch
reacted.
the football fan.
What?
How he ignored the handshake and Jed Spence, that situation.
Yeah, but both of those.
That's been handled, obviously, that's fine. But
No, it's not just handled. They apologised and said it was a frustration. So it's suggesting that there's an issue when there isn't one. So, yeah, in terms of Van der Ven, his performance is like we always knew he was a good defender, but he's adding other aspects to his game. And if he finds an opportunity to break through space, then you're going to see, something that most centre backs can't do. But yeah, so it'd be interesting to see what Frank does. Maybe that 3-5-2 against PSG was superb. That was essentially Frank's first game, though, and we pressed. And there's this argument that the only reason Arsenal rely on set pieces because teams won't press them, won't come out. And you would see a different type of Arsenal if you're up against a team that is willing to play a little bit. So it will be half playing, it will be half ensuring that we're compact and difficult to break down. And we have massive restrictions. I know no one likes hearing people bang on about injuries and whatnot. And we've talked a lot about Arsenal's injuries, but there's only so much Frank can do without his key players, like without Kulusevski, without having to play with Richarlison, which is like having 10.5 players. Like that's how. Do you know? Spurs have given the ball away from mistimed first touches more than any other team in the Premier League.
How many of them are Richarlison?
Lots. Like they used Richarlison's face to demonstrate how bad that state was. Yeah. And I like Richarlison. I like his energy. I like what he's about. But as a footballer, wank.
What's the dream for you this season? Like, obviously you had it was a bad season, but you had a ridiculous high last year.
Yeah.
The dream would be to what? Solidify yourself as a Champions League team in the Premier League via Premier League finish?
Yeah, dream's the wrong word. Like I don't dream of qualifying for the Champions League.
It's the realistic dream this season.
Yeah, the what's considered success would be definitely. Well, I was on here and you laughed in my face. It was clipped up, put on Instagram, and a lot of people question.
I think it's slightly more realistic now, though.
Well, Rory, but a lot of people question our relationship while we're friends, and I get a lot of heat because of it. But I just want to put that out there, right? Then these lot, your producers, clip up a bit where you're laughing in my face about Tottenham finishing 5th. And that went down like a bucket of sick.
You did that with me last week with Granit Xhaka.
What did I do last week?
I said Granit Xhaka would be the best signing in the Premier League.
Yeah, that was.
This just started laughing. Didn't even say anything.
No. What you
was
said,
there, like these guys are okay. Like we need to record the podcast.
What you said was you went. The Granit Xhaka signing at Sunderland could go down as the best transfer ever in the Premier League.
One of.
Yeah.
You just started laughing.
That is.
But I need a response here. It's not a monologue.
But the point is you're saying it's more likely now than
no, it's more likely.
Before.
It's more likely. And I'm sorry for laughing at you. Just so you know, I get a lot of heat for being friends with you as well.
No chance. I'm very popular.
Mate, loads of people go, why are you mates with him?
Mate, I'm very popular.
Why are you mates with that specky Tottenham fan?
I just like, he's all right when you get to know him. I promise you, he's all right.
I've said that so many times.
Honestly, if you met him, you like him. He's a lovely bloke.
So many times.
Oh, dear.
We need some predictions. Rory,
friends
what's
like
your prediction?
I think Arsenal win 3-0. How about that? How about you put that in your pipe?
I think Spurs, I think it's going to be a 1-0.
Harry?
1-0 to the Arsenal.
That's the other thing. Sorry.
No, I'll do it as well. 1-0 to Arsenal.
Well, the other thing is that the margins at which Arsenal have been winning games haven't been like they've been 1 goals, right?
Yeah, ones and twos.
Ones and twos, and Spurs equally. So only need a little bit of luck, and it could
make
shift
it through tonight.
And the thing is that we're in a situation now where, despite Arsenal's brilliant start to the season, and it has been really impressive, unfortunately, City are really close. 4 points doesn't feel like a lot. We take a point off you, that could be it.
100%. It's 4 points.
It's a great opportunity for Frank, because I think, I know you don't feel like this, but some Tottenham fans have been a little bit snide about him.
I've heard it.
It's a great way for him to shut everyone down, because it's a free hit. He's not meant to get anything, but if he gets something, ultimately you're stopping or you're contributing massively to Arsenal not winning the league.
Do you know what Frank needs to do in order to curry favour with Spurs fans? Is stop boosting up every team we play against. He in the run up to this will talk about how great Arteta is, how brilliant this Arsenal team is, and you're like, or afterwards, if you beat us,
Maresca did that.
He'll then carry on about Arsenal. You're like, mate, we don't want to hear it right now.
Mate, do you know what Maresca did at the beginning of the season? He went, Liverpool good, aren't they?
Yeah.
They probably won the league already. I'm like, wait, what? You're our manager.
Most fans don't want to hear it.
Big ass he literally went. He was like, they were a good team last year. And they made some bloody good signings this year.
Can I also say where Spurs fans I think are getting it wrong with Thomas Frank is that while it hasn't been the most excited brand of football, it is the start of what he's trying to do. And the stadium almost universally booed Thomas Frank's substitution of Xavi Simons in the game against Man United. 10
and it was right.
10 minutes later, he was
correct.
He won 2-1.
Yeah.
So you've got to go. Well, they should have, instead of wanting a boo, they all should go, whoa.
Yeah. They'll learn. They live and learn.
We apologise.
Every day's a school day.
But also, it's about understanding the character. Like, Thomas Frank isn't an abrasive character.
No.
He isn't going to come out and say the type of things that a Spurs fan would dream he says. He's going to be what he is.
Yeah. He's not going to Antonio Conte it.
No.
Go, he's not done what day it is.
He's not going to drop a grenade in every press conference and walk out. That's not what he is.
Yeah, Mourinho with like 06 when he was like going up against Wenger. He's like, who him? Specialist in failure, that geezer. He's not going to do that, Frank, is he?
No, of course. He's a nice guy.
The game's gone, it really is.
But I love a bit of that.
I do as well.
I miss it. I miss it,
mate.
man.
When
Mourinho,
Mourinho called Wenger a voyeur?
Crazy.